minutes to Shubha Madhyana. So we can tell both of them. And well, I would like to thank PapExpo for organizing this event, and I have gone through the stalls and I really found that a lot of innovations is being seen apart from the regular Expo stalls which we always see in various places. And I'd like that this diversity in the display and people getting encouraged to highlight their products is a very good sign for our industry as a whole. And I would like to congratulate again the entire team of PapExpo for doing it and giving me the honor to speak. Well, I don't have a lot to speak and I don't want to bore you people with thought processes and everything. But I would like to give you a brief that we are all of the same fraternity of a 80,000 crore segment of industry, that is the pulp and paper industry in India, which engages around 2 million people for their household, and everybody is getting a job. 2 million people are there working for us, and if you add 4 people in each family, so it is creating a lot of sense that around 1 crore people gets everything from this paper industry. So we should be proud that we are in an industry which is creating lot of jobs, giving employment and giving the requirement which is for the GDP growth of the country. Well, paper industry, if you say, can be divided into various parts. Starting from, there is one vertical that is called the newsprint. Then we have writing printing paper, which can be both recycled and virgin. Then we have coated paper. Then we have kraft paper. Then we have packaging board, both virgin and recycled, and specialty papers and tissue. So these all gametes put together the entire paper industry. Newsprint is a dying industry at present across the globe. If you see pre-COVID, the total requirement of newsprint was around 2 million tons, and today we are at, the requirement is around 1 million tons. So 50% drop in newsprint is happening because of digitalization, and it is happening globally. So it is degrowing in India, especially at -2% CAGR. But one thing which can keep the newsprint to survival is the vernacular language dailies which we have, because all urban cities are basically going on your mobiles or iPad, or the new generation doesn't read newspaper. But we feel that within next 2 to 5 years, you will see again people coming to print media back. We had a session with Times of India a long time back, and we feel that newspapers will again come back, because digital media is good, giving instant information, but it is not so good that what you choose to read. It says what you should read. So digital media is always forces you what you want, what they want you to read. So there will be, there can be some, but at present newsprint is not growing. Coming to writing printing paper, if you say it is growing at 3% CAGR, internationally it is at 1% or 0.5%. So the base is big, the requirements are coming because of the literacy, and Indian literacy rate is increasing day by day. Still there is a lot of scope, and the government Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is creating the demand for paper for writing printing segment, and we have a lot of the government initiatives also to inculcate knowledge to up to the lowest level of villages, so that India becomes a resilient economy with people with lot of education. Coming to coated paper, it is also degrowing to a certain extent because magazines, leaflets, we can say the POP, that is the promotional material, or the danglers, which used to be in coated paper, is reducing day and day in the promotion with more digital advertisements coming. So coated is a segment which is more of 2% to 2.5% growth CAGR happening in India. Leaving that, when we come to the packaging segment, the craft, with the e-commerce booming in India, we have around 8.5% growth in the craft segment happening today, and which is going to grow further, still with B, C, D grade towns, then villages. As it passes on, the e-commerce will become more a daily livelihood for everybody than it is being restricted to the urban cities and B grade towns today. So craft, packaging, paper will see a robust growth in few years' time. Coming to packaging board, the recycled packaging board is growing at around 6 to 7%. Very good quality being recycled board is being manufactured today across the country. Lot of new capacities has come. I'm not going by demand supply gap or pricing today. I'm saying that the scope of recycled board is huge, and with lot of sustainability thought process which is coming to across the globe, you will see recycled board growing much faster in India also, and good quality recycled board will have its position if we have the right technology and the right product mix. The virgin grade board from sustainable sources of pulp have a very good growth prospects because it is getting from sustainable sources, it is getting from reliable sources. What the farm forestry being driven by the Indian industry is creating a lot of social commitment towards the environment. So the virgin grade board, I will say in 2006-07 vis-a-vis today, it has grown many folds at the CAGR growth rate of at least 10 to 12%. Now it is being capped at around 9%. So there is overall, if you see, the packaging segment is growing very, very fast across the globe, and it is being also found in India. And new innovations in packaging is happening, and everybody is, I think, working on new innovations in packaging for the right product being given to the customer to have the customer satisfaction. Tissue is also one area where the base is very low, but it is growing very faster, specifically the urban area. Facial tissues, kitchen towels, these are becoming a daily requirement for everybody, and it will, in next 3 to 5 years time, we will see this is also growing very fast. I will speak something about packaging now. There is, if you see from day to day, every day, being the delivery coming to your house or you go to a pantry, you see lot of packaging, be it through corrugated boxes or your cereal boxes, your butter, your masala, everything is given in packaging today. But I don't think, apart from our paper industry, nobody is much concerned about the packaging. which I would like to tell that this is becoming an integral part of the people, and slowly people are getting awareness about the packaging, what is the packaging material, its sustainability, how it can be recycled or not. So the awareness is being created over a period of time. Globally, if you see, the biggest growth of packaging per se is in the Asia Pacific region, which is growing the fastest. The Asia Pacific region, India, China, and this host of Southeast Asian countries, the manufacturing bases are increasing over there. The e-commerce is booming over there, so the requirement is becoming very high, and in the coming years it will be very high. Apart from this, North America is also a very epitome of packaging is there. If you go to North America, you will see they work on sustainability so much that this will create a lot of thought process in the Indian industry, that if they can work on this kind of sustainability issues, and in due course of time that will be also percolate to the Southeast Asia or the Asia Pacific region. Europe is working on a model of more recycled theme, and so they are working on how recycled paper, recycled board, recycled thing can be used more to save the earth. So there is a transformation is happening in the thought process of entire packaging, that how we can sustain and give a better world to our next generation, rather than use material which is becoming detrimental to the environment for us and the next generations to come. The plastic ban, which happening in across the globe, partially in India, will create a lot of innovations for the single-use plastic ban will create a lot of scope for paper. We are already seeing that these innovations are coming, and next coming 2 to 3 years you will see a lot of innovations in packaging itself coming through paperboard. But packaging board is going through a lot of challenges also. Challenges is of raw material. In India, if we see 73% of the paperboard or anything is made is through recycled paper. Only 27% is all in virgin. The 73%, most of the raw material is coming from various countries. India imports, because in India we do not have that discipline of waste paper management. I think that area is something which we need to really work on as a society. The biggest forums, I think they did some initiative like the waste paper should be segregated. Still, I don't think this has been a success in India to a certain extent. Somewhere the airports and others we are seeing that, but it has to be in India so that India becomes self-sufficient in waste paper itself, because we have a big economy, big population, and we can generate our own waste paper to the maximum extent. We don't have to import. Second is the challenge of wood for the virgin grade. Wood is becoming a scarcity because as we are developing, we are going into the concrete jungle, and we do not have that legacy of having lot of wood available, and there is environment issues also. Moreover, there is plywood industry, the MDF industry, which is growing very fast today, because every family, every household are using this plywood or MDF for their requirements, which is giving the Indian paper industry woods less, and it is becoming very, very costly. Another threat is imports. I don't want to take this forum to tell that import is bad, but dumping is bad. Import definitely gives a level playing ground for any Indian domestic player so that they cannot reap abnormal profits. But dumping of board or paper in India at a very low cost definitely hurts the industry and the overall sentiment in the market, and it creates a lot of obstacle for further investment in this industry. Me being in this industry, and you are all a businessman, if we do not have the IR or the ROI, I don't think people can invest in this kind of huge capex for paperboard industry. So we are thinking people are now thinking twice before any investment doing in paper industry, because there is a huge influx of dumping happening in India. This can give short-term benefit to a selected lot of people, but we have to think it in a holistic way that what harm it can cause to the Indian paper industry if that doesn't survive, how it can affect the employment, how can affect the people in long run, and no investment if comes and no technology comes, we will be at the mercy of the international paper and board market for our requirements. So I think a balance should be struck, that there should be a balance where people can bring imports, but at a reasonable price. If you see, I don't know, everybody here is a learned people over here. There is a RISI index that is given, which gives a clear picture of the world paper industry. There are others, Hawkins is also there apart from RISI. We see that in RISI index, one of the countries sells at 40% higher than what at the price they sell in India, in their own domestic industry. So this is something which we need to understand. Definitely to stop that, we need to work with government, and as a forum of FPTA or the paper associations, we should work as in the same sync with the industry so that we can save the industry from this dumping, be it paper, board, whatever, and encourage the Indian industry to invest in technology and become self-sufficient in due course of time. So this is my only request to everybody in this forum or others. Please think it twice and give. I am not again saying this is not that we do not want competition in this world. We need competition, otherwise you cannot grow. But unhealthy competition kills an industry. We have seen in history, we have seen in, and we don't want to see it in future. But overall, I think in India, with the population, one of the largest economy growing, we have huge potential in all aspects of packaging, paper, everywhere. So we should be focused on how to grow this business, how to grow employment, how to grow self-sufficiency, how to make us more sustainable, how to make us more resilient, and we should be a net exporter to the international market rather than importer. And our product should be having a cost benefit when we go into the zone of high capacity, or the what you call as scale economics. Scale economics will give you that kind of leverage. So, saying that, I think we are in the right industry. Everybody is in the right industry. We are thriving and we are seeing growth in packaging, packaging board, packaging paper, writing, printing paper. Everywhere there is at least CAGR growth apart from newsprint. So we should be happy. And we should take this forward and be more focused on how value proposition, value addition we can do and take this industry to a new level. Thank you very much. Thank you.